Are we live? Okay, we're live. So I'm gonna give a minute for, the Instagram algorithm to get out there to all of you. But I'm very excited. I could hardly wait the last couple hours because something has arrived here on my very cold porch here in the Catskills. A big box, a mystery box. And we hope, after we announce this to all of you, that these are the first, freshest copies of the Essential Guide to Trauma-Sensitive Yoga. So follow me. I'm going to take you inside my home. We're going to open this box, and I hope that's what's in there. Otherwise, come back tomorrow. Okay, come on, let's go see. It's pretty heavy. It does feel like books. It has my name on it, so it's definitely for me. And it's from Penguin Random House. So the books are published by Shambhala. They're an imprint. Woo! I mean, I haven't ordered any other books, right? So, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm going to light some candles. And we're actually going to, you can flip that around. My husband's doing camera, but let's flip it around so I can see who's there watching. So turn the whole thing around, the whole tripod. So we're gonna flip you around. Oh, he doesn't, can I flip you around? He doesn't want to be seen. Let's see, how do I do that? Oh, here we go. We go. Okay, thank you. Patience with the technology. Okay. So before I open, I'm just going to just light my candles, put some good juju around, and let's see what's in here. And thanks to everyone who's tuning in. I know it's only 2:02. I'm very prompt, and I could barely wait this long. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, it is it. Whoa. That's it, guys. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. The door just slammed. The universe is saying, hey. I was going to put some water here. Wow. Okay, can you see it? Oh my goodness. This is some years in the workings. This is unreal. Well, first of all, there's a lot of thank yous, and then I'll maybe share a little look inside and a little bit about this book. So I think, first, just big thanks to Shambhala for believing in me and deciding to publish this book. Had an idea, 2008, I went to Rwanda. I was 27 years old, and I went and worked with trauma survivors, folks who had been through the genocide there, and it had a profound effect on my life. And when I got back to New York City, I really I saw that there were so many people suffering in my own neighborhood, and I couldn't really just close my eyes to that anymore, and I wanted to explore and research how the practice of yoga could be offered in a way that was trauma sensitive and that was really culturally mindful, and I started teaching at the food bank on 116th Street to some of the seniors there who are food insecure, some of them unhoused, and we started just bringing them some yoga and some breathing. We started working with Harlem United, LGBTQIA+, again, unhoused youth, young people that were really thrown out of their homes because of their identities. And just seeing how we could work with these organizations to bring some yoga, mindfulness, meditation, and would that result in more peace? Would that result in even better interviewing for a job, better problem solving? I could say I've been a part of studies on the ground. Many of you know I'm now studying in grad school. I'm taking research right now, so learning a lot about research. But I've been on the ground, involved in research and research projects, one which we're involved in right now through my nonprofit since 2007. So this is a long time coming. I share in here some of those stories, a lot of stories from 3.5 Acres, the nonprofit that I founded in 2014, and the models, the incredible models in this book are mainly folks who have graduated from the 3.5 Acres Yoga trauma-informed teacher training, which I'm giving one online this weekend. And then they have gone on to become teacher trainers themselves. We really try to graduate folks and then give them a chance to teach and share in their own communities and to grow within the organization. So there's some other things I guess I want to point out. Wow, this is unbelievable to just witness this. There's a lot in here that even if you're not currently practicing yoga, could be very beneficial. There's a lot of information about stress, traumatic stress, and the implications of stress on the nervous system. That is very helpful to know, no matter what profession you're in. If you are any kind of helper profession or any kind of leadership. I just wrote a blog about teachers and trauma sensitivity in the classroom, trauma sensitivity in our homes, at the coffee shop. There is a lot of stress and trauma in our society, in American society. I want to say in particular, I just interviewed someone for my podcast. We talked about that a lot. She's from Germany, and the difference in the healthcare and what does that mean when you don't have those safety nets. How we act differently, right? the fear and competitiveness and strain. Gabor Mate talks about it really well in his book about just we're not well, right? It's a toxic culture. There's a lot of information in here about what we're seeing around us and how we might better respond to it. So like I said, whether you're in yoga or not, there's a lot in here. There are very simple postures and breathing techniques that you can do from your home, in a chair, from work. People undervalue how a breath, getting up for a minute, doing a breath, checking in, how much stopping and noticing your nervous system and regulating nervous system can impact your own health, your chances for developing stress-related illnesses, which pretty much are all of them. You know, we know that we have tendencies in our DNA, but then all the environmental factors come into play. And we co-regulate others in our space. So, you know, even your voice on Zoom or your voice over the phone, people are reading that and feeling your energy all the time. And that might be the difference of, you know, how they go about their day. So there's a lot of good information here. Of course, if you are a yoga teacher or yoga practitioner, you know, it's the essential guide. So, yeah, the folks helping me to put a stamp on that name, you know, they read it and they felt it's somewhat meat and potatoes. You know, it's if you're teaching group yoga, this is not a lot. There are great trauma-informed yoga books out there. A lot of them, most of them are for one-on-one individual yoga therapy. This is a mindset of you're teaching group yoga. What do you do? Right? You have all different kinds of people coming into your space. You really don't know who's walking into your space and what they might be carrying in, and how to create a safer space for them. Also, some of you might be interested in getting out there in the world and bringing yoga to unusual places. Maybe to your local shelter. Maybe you want to bring yoga to recovery spaces or harm reduction spaces. And so how do you do that, right? How do you get out of the yoga studio and safely bring yoga to those spaces? So there is a ton of information about that. How to set up the classroom, how to do it virtually, how to approach a nonprofit that you want to bring yoga to, or a community organization, and the kind of things you should think about. Basically, you know, the errors that we made early on with 3.5 acres, the mistakes that we made, and we learned from, we put them in here so that, you know, you don't have to make those mistakes, right? What else do I want to just point your mind to, or your attention to? How to create safer spaces for all. You know, you can never claim that a space is safe, as we are all different in our experiences and in our needs. Our needs are unique and they're valid, but there are certain things that are common that can help make a space just so much more safe, and that are pretty universal. I'm just seeing this, can't wait to purchase the book. Great, thank you. And use it in studio and for one-on-ones. And well, you can pre-order right now. Please do that so that we can have our own book opening party on May 2nd. You can go to my site, lauraland.us, and you can order from whichever, whichever bookseller that you want to order from. There is a discount if you order straight from Shambhala and use our code, wherever you want to order from. But pre-order, when you pre-order and then fill out my pre-order form, we're going to have a special Q&A a week after the book comes out, just for folks who order the book in advance. I'll be answering some questions about the book. I'll be reading some passages and talking about some of the experiences that led to this book, baby. This is unreal. It's just unreal. And also, you'll get 2 yoga sequences right now. So if you pre-order right now and fill in your information, put on my site, you'll get 2 additional sequences that we shot with a photographer for the book. They didn't make the book right now. They're maybe my favorite. So like, you have to get them. They are trauma sensitive, restorative sequence. It's very, very special, with Pratibha, and then another more energizing and self-realization sequence with Pratibha as well. Pratibha's story is in the book. She's a 3.5 acres yoga, trauma-informed graduate, and she is a survivor of domestic violence, and yoga really is a huge part of her story. She was open and willing enough to share that in the book, and to become someone who helps others by providing safe yoga. So her story is incredible, and you really want to get her sequences. And then the third thing that I provide as a bonus, if you pre-order, is a trauma-sensitive body scan. So a body scan is proven to be a very, very highly effective method for stress reduction. They use it in MBSR. They also teach it in certain therapeutic models. So like I said, I'm in school getting my master's in counseling and therapy, and they actually use this kind of systematic muscle release, tension release in therapy. It's highly, highly effective, but of course there can be triggers there if it's not done in a trauma-informed way. And what's at the heart of trauma sensitivity is remembering that the practitioner is leading, that they are autonomous, that even if something works for you, it may not work for them. Being open to getting that feedback, to offering other options. And of course, there's a lot more all in the book. Language, specific language to use, where to stand in relationship to folks when you're working with them. So I hope you all pre-order. I hope you like the cover. I am personally very inspired by yellows and oranges and golds. Some of you might have my first book, which I self-published, called my Bliss Book, which is a life purpose journal. It's all in gold. So I really like that. My publishers really heard that. And please take a look at the trainings. They go also great with the book. There's one this weekend. You can still enroll, a virtual 20-hour trauma-informed yoga teacher training. I'm also offering a number of trainings and workshops. You don't have to be a yoga teacher to take all of those. They're all on my site, where I'll be sharing and signing the book, and also offering teachings from the book, and some even for that are going to be in the next book. You know, more keeps coming. This was about it's a lifetime project. It's a lifetime project, but it was really been in the works for 3 years. The book was probably finished. I probably finished writing and editing about a year ago, just to give you an idea of process. I know people always have like questions about that. Yes, I probably finished writing and editing about a year ago. So I have been waiting a long time on this book, baby. And this is like absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. And to see it in my hands, it's just unbelievable. Those of you who are birthing projects, that's not, of course, necessarily what this call is about or what these trainings are about, but I sort of love teaching about and talking through, birthing through projects, goal setting with lots of self-compassion, and goal setting with a bigger picture in mind, with thinking about others and how, if what we're putting out there into the world is something the world needs. That always keeps our goals coming and keeps us more motivated. Shambhala, when they were reviewing my book proposal, my editor told me they sit around a table and they actually say, like, is this book worth the trees? Because, right, some trees went into this paper. I mean, how, like, that's what they think about, the consciousness level. So I appreciate that. I appreciate them. Hi, D'Angela. I'm so glad you're here. I think that's good for now. Pre-order, come online with us. I'll try to get some of the models from the book. Here's Elsie. She's in her 70s and teaches at her daughter's beautiful yoga studio in DC and is a graduate of our program. and Samantha Lucas, who maybe some of you know. She was on my podcast. She lost her leg in a motorcycle accident, also has complex childhood trauma, and was gracious enough to share her story and her practice. The photography is just pretty unbelievable. Shout out to Simon, who I hope and expect will come to one of the book events or join me on an IG Live or online to talk about the photography and how we shot this yoga in bed with Nikki Walker. She is a longtime 3.5 Acres teacher and teacher trainer. She will be teaching a very special unit on laughter, vocal release, trauma-sensitive vocal release, and laughter. She's very, very special. One of the few people that I would say would be allowed to and could teach affirmations in a trauma-sensitive way. Because normally I would say no affirmations. But there's always an exception, and that's why this stuff gets really, really subtle. So there's some basics, and then we get more and more subtle. And a lot has to do with your own personal regulation, self-knowledge. So your own inner work, understanding what you're bringing into the room. Timothy, his stories in the book. He's a graduate from 3.5 Acres. He used the teachings to work with his mom when she was hospitalized with COVID. He would help her using some breathing in the hospital and some techniques that we worked on through our training. And he also continued to teach his mom, and it's a very interesting, beautiful story about her background, her religion, and her, her biases about yoga, and how that shifted and how their relationship was able to build and come together through son teaching mom practice. Timothy was a New York City school teacher for many, many years, and he's now left that to go off and be more of a mindfulness and yoga teacher, and he's fantastic. I'm gonna be having him on the podcast soon, and his story is in here. So it's not just their poses, but the stories are in here of all these beautiful people. It's very special. And there's some exercises in here to just practice certain things, certain techniques, teaching techniques that they probably don't teach you in your trauma teacher training. In your yoga teacher training. There's some stuff left out of general yoga teacher trainings. So this is, it's building on that. It's a companion. Thanks to, Michelle Cassandra Johnson, who wrote the foreword. If you don't know Michelle and her work, she has a book on pre-order right now. She has a couple really fantastic books out that are around yoga and social justice work, and also yoga and grief. She's just absolutely fantastic. And I've been really, really blessed to get some beautiful endorsements from the yoga community on and on the back. So I'll leave it there. I wasn't expecting this, so of course, I don't know if you've seen my IG today, but I also announced I have 3 more spots for a weekend retreat, March 24th to 26th up here in the Catskills. A 3-day, very intensive change-making retreat. I do them every 6 months or so. I don't know when I'll do another one again because I'm going to be touring the book. So if you want a really transformative 3 days, it's a pretty good model. It's very spacious here in the Catskills in upstate New York. It's mountains. It's very healing. And we work with circling techniques that I've been studying. We work with the elements. We work with nature immersion. I'm also a mindful outdoor guide and working on a forest therapy certification, so I use a lot of those nature immersion techniques. We do some journaling. We work with a high level of trust and group agreements that you can form very quickly with the right container. So I had 3 spots left. We're also doing some, it's vegan, and we're going to be talking a little bit about constitution and just eating for spring and change of weather and seasons and what that means for our digestion. And it's going to be a beautiful cleanse and re-emergence out of this winter. So 3 spots left. I'm running a flash sale, $100 off for the last 3 spots. Hopefully we'll fill by 10 a.m. tomorrow. So if that's of interest, message me. Please go and pre-order and tell your friends and tell your yoga studios, tell your yoga studios. Let's make yoga a little bit safer, right? And that can be done with just a little bit more training around seeing outside of our own perspectives, right? Not everyone is the same. And so sometimes, the way a yoga pose or yoga adjustment feels good for you is not right to give it to someone. And getting to know your students, why they're there, what kind of nervous system activation is appropriate for them, and setting the right container. Lots of steps for that in the book. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting this project, to everyone who came on this live today. Big thanks to my husband, who's going to be very busy with our little girl while I'm traveling. Lots of workshops, Ashtanga Montclair in New Jersey, Pure Yoga NYC. I'll be at Sacred Astoria in Queens. I'll be at Kripalu. That's really a special one for practitioners. You don't have to be a yoga teacher, and for people in the helping professions, therapists who want to add more mindfulness and trauma sensitivity to their work. That's a great weekend workshop for you, June 30th to July 2nd. I'll be in Miami in August, so if you want to sweat it out with me in Miami in August, I'll be doing a 3-day weekend there, and I hope to be adding some more dates soon. Those of you up here in the Catskills, we're having a big party on publication day, May 2nd, and I plan to be in Europe in spring 2024. If you have a yoga studio that you think should have some trauma-informed training, if they're doing teacher training and this isn't a part of that, please send them my way. I love you guys. If you just popped on, Emily, hi. Hope you'll take a listen from the beginning, and I give some peeks inside the book. So, woo! I'm pretty excited. Go ahead and pre-order laraland.us. Please get your pre-orders in now. I'll see you all soon. Bye.